Welcome to this guided coaching meditation. I want to talk today about feeling safe. I very often talk about how our deeper mind, our unconscious mind, also known as the reptilian brain, has one objective. Yes, just one. To keep you safe and alive. Even if the ways that it does it is really not kind to you personally. You're still alive. You're still here. And so because it's in that deeper part of mind, that reptilian mind, that's primary objective is keeping you safe, we don't always know what it's doing or how it's doing it. We just get the sensation through emotions. And obviously, when we were back in our tribal days, prehistoric days, whatever, there was a need for just keeping us safe and surviving for the nature of the human race. However, in the 21st century, for most of us, we are safe in terms of physical safety. But we're not always safe psychologically, are we? And that's what today's about. Helping you become more resilient and psychologically safe in some way. So when you're ready, I just want you to imagine closing your eyes and allowing me to count you down from 10 to 1, such that wherever you are, you're feeling safe. So make sure that is the case. Somewhere you're going to be undisturbed for 10 or 15 minutes, because it's important that you are in some place that you can be undisturbed. Now, obviously, if anything crops up and you need to open your eyes and get up, you can do it just like that, because that will be an alert from that deeper part of you that something needs to be addressed. So just so that that part of you that doesn't feel safe can feel safe during this, if that makes sense. So we're going to imagine taking you to a space that's purely yours, where you can be completely safe and that you have pure acceptance of who you are and unconditional love for who you are. Now, I've been challenged on that concept recently of unconditional love. It is an aspiration, and I get that. But what if it was God who loved you? You're the person or the thing that you believe in most, and it loved you. Just imagine that. And if not you, maybe you know somebody who does believe wholeheartedly in a religious icon of some sort, where they believe they are loved for who they are. So I'm going to count you from 10 to 1. With 10, getting yourself ready and comfortable, that such that you feel safe there where you are. And you may not be able to go to immediate safety in your mind's eye because your body is being prepared. 9. But as it listens to the sound of my voice and the meaning of my words, it knows it still has control. And just for a short period of time, could you perhaps just settle there where you are? 8. And with each easy breath in that you take, an easy breath out, particularly if you can lengthen those breath cycles, your body will get the message that it's okay. 7. And with each out breath, you're letting go whatever might be that you're holding on to that's causing you to feel unsafe. 6. 5. That's right. You are in more control than you realize just by focusing on your breathing, letting the parasympathetic nervous system know it's okay, all is well. 4. calmer and calmer, allowing yourself to sink into your body and against wherever you are, whether you're in a chair, on the floor, or in bed, sinking deeper and deeper through into a comfort, being fully supported. 2, and using this time to get whatever you need from this session for you at this deeper level of mind. 1, allowing yourself to double any relaxation you have. And it's interesting because each time you listen to this, you might find yourself being able to go deeper and deeper. And wherever it is that you get to today is okay. It's absolutely fine. And I'm going to get you in a moment to find yourself in front of a door. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk through that door. And when you come out the other side, you're going to come to a place that's purely yours. It can be made up. It can be somewhere you've been or something you've seen, but it is a place of complete tranquility. Silence if you need that. But even if there's noise, it can fade into the background as you concentrate purely on a space that's yours, where you can feel safe. Psychologically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, yes, and even physically safe. No hurt, no harm. So in a moment, I want you to find a door in front of you. And when you're ready, stepping through that door into this space. Now, it could be a cave, decorated out with candles, and you've got light and a fire burning in the middle. Very primal. It could be a sunny beach with the waves lapping to the shore, a clear sky, no one around. Whatever works for you. Could be a forest, so you're out in nature, or on top of a mountain, sitting there, meditating there. Whatever works for you, that can be a safe space. Because this is the key. I want you to understand what safety can look like. So wherever you are, the first thing I want you to do is make it your own. Does it need to be warmer or cooler? Do you need to hear anything like birds singing in the background, or the waves lapping, or just the crackle of a fire? And how do you feel in this space? And it's interesting because the body behaves differently when it's feeling safe. It will feel completely relaxed. And actually, it could feel tired too. Because here's something that people never really seem to think about, and that is holding on to any state of emotion for any length of time can be exhausting. You might feel really heavy, and it's okay. Just know you are where you are meant to be right now. So wonder at this moment in time, as you're in this space that's purely your own, breathing in positivity. And I don't mean happy clappy, I just mean that you're alive, that you've got some gratitude going on for where you are. It may not be perfect, but you're still here. An acceptance of who you are. You're a human being who comes with all the foibles and mistakes that make up who we are today. For the majority of people, they learn from those mistakes. They don't go out of their way to make them. They just happen in some way. Something for another time, perhaps. And I wonder, as I'm talking to you, what part of you has not been feeling safe, has been unable to express themselves authentically and safely without fear of judgment and rejection? And let me tell you, everybody on this planet has that in some way, shape, or form. So you're not alone. Where you can set yourself apart is to begin to understand that that was an early learning. So when we're thinking about how you can feel more safe, I wonder, what is it you need to let go of that says, actually, I'm okay. I can do that. And if I get it wrong, I can apologize afterwards. And you'll do it with meaning and feeling, because I know the very fact that you're listening to this, that is who you are. No need to pay any attention to other people's judgment. Who are they to understand who you are? Because judgment is a really quick way people decide who you are. And it doesn't matter. In the long run, it matters how you see yourself. Because the more that you can see yourself in a good light and understand you're doing the best you can, then there's nothing for anybody else to decide about you. And here's the thing. When people judge you or reject you or whatever they do, what they are doing is projecting their own crap on you. I know I said the word crap because it is. They're judging you for being a success, for example, because that's what they want to be and they're not. They judge you for looking, physically fit because they don't feel it. They might look it, but they don't feel it. It's a projection of their own troubles. But the only way their deeper mind can connect with them is by blaming others. Oh, and that's such a big one, isn't it? Blaming others. And you may well have been on the back of some of that. But what I want you to understand when people do this, it's never about you. It's all about them. So when you hear somebody or see somebody judging you, I want you to imagine having an invisible mirror or maybe something that will bat it back to them energetically, because you don't need it. If they say it to you, you can say thank you. They won't know what to do with that, because if they meant it intentionally, they'll say, did you hear what I just said? Yes. You'll say thank you. And then if they still don't get it, you can say thank you for reminding me of who I am and what I'm endeavoring to do. Saying thank you disarms the power of what they are giving. It will confuse the hell out of them. If you can just see them being judgmental, at this point, my question for you is, how have you made that look, that behavior mean something about you? Because once again, it's theirs, not yours. It's their response to something that's gone on. And that may be you, but it's nothing to do with you. It's again a mirror. So right now, if you are experiencing any elements of not feeling safe, maybe you've had an argument with somebody, or you've had a challenging boss or colleague or friend, whatever it is that's got you feeling unsafe, it's time to do something about that. Are you ready? Okay, so what I would like you to do right now, knowing that I've started to explain other people's opinions of you, nothing to do with you, that's entirely their own, and you have no idea where they've come up with that opinion. And quite honestly, it's not important, because all you've got to do is make sure that you're being true to yourself. Stop changing and fitting in with others. Although I acknowledge sometimes you might have to do that in the short term, but we're talking long term here. Your long term well-being of feeling safe. I want you to imagine that person, persons, or event in front of you behind a screen, because I don't know how emotionally connected you are to this. Whoever it is, past, present, future. And as you see them in front of you, behind this screen to keep you safe, I want you to know that all humans are connected in some way on a quantum level. And I tend to look at it like a cord of some sort that connects us, between us. Now, they connect to us multiple times, not just one. And with every incident or with anything that goes on, it could happen time and time again. And I don't know where that connection is in you. Is it in your solar plexus? That's a common place. An unknown one I only found out recently is in your side, on your left-hand side, somewhere around, I was going to say pancreas, but I'm not sure. Don't worry, on your left-hand side, just below the rib cage, they can connect there. But they can connect anywhere, potentially. Heart is another one. The head. If you're familiar with the chakra systems, any of those, just you notice what works for you. They have got cords of connection coming to you. And you might not see them as cords, you might see them as chains or, pipes, lead pipes, so they're really quite heavy, connecting you to them. And just notice what you notice. There may be one, there could be many. And as you do, we're going to get rid of them. Time to cut them away, release them. And what you're doing when you do this is cutting the old connections between you and them. Now, you might want to do this a few times, but what you will find is something will shift on a deeper level that neither you nor they will understand, but something will change. But right now, what I want you to do is imagine cutting those connections between you and them in the middle, such that they'll fall into the fire, or they'll fall into the sea, or they'll fall, the cords I'm talking about will fall in down the mountain, wherever you are. They'll be absorbed by the earth. You might need a pair of scissors, a knife, you might need one of those chainsaws. It doesn't matter. You're just cutting the connections. And what I want you to do as you do that, go through each and every one of them, cutting them. And I want you to notice that the ones connected between the cut and you start to fall away from you onto the floor in front of you. Just falling away. You're cutting away all those cords and connections. The things that have kept you anchored to them, and they're unhelpful, unkind. Whatever the behavior, the attitude, the ways they talk to you, the ways they make you feel, we're letting them all go. And as you do that, two things are going to happen. First of all, I want you to imagine them becoming smaller and smaller. Because you don't need them in your life now, smaller and smaller. It's time to just let them go completely and for good, smaller and smaller. Even if they're a family member, what we're doing is getting rid of the part of them that is horrible to you, smaller and smaller, making you feel unsafe in who you are until they become so small you can barely see them. And then let them go out into the universe. So out of your world, out of your space, out of the universe, because that's the part you never want to have to engage in again. That's right, very good. And as you feel them disappearing, we can now see all the chords from your side piled up in front of you. For those of you in a cave and with a log fire, just throw them on there, let them burn and transmute into the air. Mother Earth will deal with those. And wherever else you are, create a fire and put them on and let them burn and transmute into something the earth can use, riding on the wind, being washed away by water. The fire, transferring it to ash for the earth to absorb. It doesn't matter. Oh, and just for a moment, I want you to notice how much lighter you feel. How much lighter you can feel. And as I bring you back from 5 to 1, knowing this safe place is somewhere you can always go to feel safe, to feel better. And I wonder how much safer, better you might feel now. As 5, I want you to understand you've done some deep work here. You may not quite believe that you've done something, but you have. And it's just allowing it to take effect, not expecting anything, being amazed when it happens. 4, allowing yourself as you breathe in and breathe out between now and the end of this, that every breath in you're taking is a breath of healing. And it can go to where all those connections used to be and fill them up with that unconditional love and acceptance, because that was the old you. This is the new you. You deserve to be treated with respect, love, and kindness as appropriate. 3, nothing for you to have done. Let's stop judging people on what they've done, but on who they are. And once you start to get that, it's like, wow, yes, you're right. Who are they? Are they the sort of person they want to be with? 2, and you'll find that this might start to make better choices for you, no longer tolerating some of the behaviours you'd once did. And if you still feel you need some more work, just come back, do this again, make a difference. 1, bringing back a level of feeling safe that was better than before. A small change, no matter what it is a change. Thank you. Reach out if you need to. Nice deep breath. And you're back in the room.